Hi and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Attack on Titan. This is season 4, episode 28. So, finishing up part 2 of the final season. After this, we're gonna be completely caught up and finally start talking about it with other people and all that, and look stuff up, as I mentioned in the previous one. It's gonna be nice. I'm sort of expecting for it to end on a cliffhanger or something. Like, it's not gonna be a nice, uncomplicated end with this, and gonna just leave us like, okay, I guess I don't mind waiting for part 3. No, it's most likely gonna be a horrible cliffhanger or something like that. And especially with what's going on in the story, we talked about it a lot, of course, in the last discussion. How all these people coming together, what it means to them and to us as the audience as well, having watched the series up until this point and everything that they have been through. We got some heroic deaths in the previous one as well. It really got to me, actually, like emotionally. Didn't expect for it to get me like that. but it really did, again, because of how much these characters have been through and how they have grown as people. But what's gonna happen now? They are on board this this ship, heading for a port on the mainland where they can then work on the flying boat. I'm just gonna keep calling it that. And then they can use that to go and stop Eren somehow. But no matter what, they're not going to be able to do it before he and the rumbling, like they've destroyed Mali and Liberio as well. But hopefully some of those people have been managed to make it out of there. Because we sort of saw a bit of an uprising last time we checked in on Liberio. And then there's the big question that we also ended with in the post-credit scene with Mikasa and Annie asking her, if it comes to it, can you kill Eren? Can you actually do it? Yeah, I guess we'll see if it does come to that, if they can't talk to him. But again, yeah, that's like the biggest question is still to me, like, how are you going to do it? What are you going to say what are you counting on will be the thing that's going to make him change his mind? And again, if they can't talk to him, then how are you going to stop something like this? It seems unbeatable at this point. But we haven't seen Eren in a while. I haven't heard from him in a while either, since he activated the rumbling. And the same goes for Zeke. Is he still... Because like their physical bodies, or well, a part of Zeke's body and then Eren's head, is that part of whatever Eren is now, or... Yeah, again, questions, even here at the end of part 2 of the final season. But are you ready to jump into it?
Yes.
Yes. No cat disclaimers or anything like that.
Well, but same as last time. Like I'm getting a lot of kicks in the side, and also I'm tired and all the usual pregnancy stuff.
Yeah.
I might have a wheezy nose. All of that.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's a greatest hits of all the cat disclaimers here at the end. But all right, let's do it then. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. No more early reactions because we haven't watched beyond this point. And we're not going to until part 3 airs. And then we're going to be watching it weekly with you guys. That's going to be a lot of fun when we get to that, at least. But if you want to check out the full-length reactions, then you can do so over on Patreon. And there's a link down in the description below. Here we go.
誰もがエレンは変わったという私もそう思った。
Not getting an intro
でも
in this one.
それは違うのかもしれない。
Whoa. Wait.
エレンは最初から何も変わっていない。あれがエレン本来の姿だとしたら、私はエレンの何を見ていたのだろう。
But
本当に壁の外にも街があって人が住ん
is
で
it
る
a
んだ。
flashback?
No, or
他人の前で言うんだよ。
これが壁外大陸。そして私
Sasha.
たちが壁外の地を踏む。
It is.
これこそが元より我々に課せられた仕事と言える。調査開始だ。
Okay, yeah, it is a flashback to when they the dawn of humanity. Did not expect for the series to do this here at the end of part 2.
馬か。あれ？
牛じゃないですか。そういう牛ですよ。
車だよ。聞いたろ来る前に。
You can't. The car is not gonna say hi back. Anji. The fine carrots. Oh man.
何をぼんやりしてるんだよ、エレン。僕たち外の世界にいるんだよ。
It must have been such a big thing for them.
これが海の向こう側なんだよな。
Although Aaron is not really there.
気をつけろ、小僧。
これください。
毎度あり。
An ice cream. Has she ever?
Oh.
Not again.
俺にも一口。
アイスクリームは初めてかい。
なんだこれ。名売。俺にも一つください。俺も。
Oh.
誰もあの島から来た悪魔だとは思わないよ。
そこの僕、甘いキャンディーは。
I'm not a kid.
君だ。
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
so
scary. Yeah.
creepy.
かっこいいね。ちびっこ
You don't want to.
アイスか。
知ってたの？
親父の記憶で知ってるだけだ。収容区の LDA 人はめったに食えない。壁の外はこんなに広いのにな。
Try it.
私たちは気づかなかった。もしくは
Hmm.
気づきたくなかったのだろう。
Already back then, he knew what he was gonna do.
それだ。このガキ。また敵国の移民か。どうやってここ
Enemy
に来た。
migrant? What the fuck?
紛れ込んできたんだろう。言葉が通じてないな。海に放り投げるってのはどうだ。
Whoa.
Wow.
俺はジョーちゃんの問題じゃねえ。しっかり罰を与えて示しをつけねえと。ここで商売して生きてる俺たちの問題だ。何よりユーミルの民かもしれねえ。
Okay, and then they get to see that part of the world now.
おい、あんたは何をしている。
誰がスリーだと言った。俺はお前の財布じゃねえと言っただけだ。このガキの姉貴の財布だってな。
ふざけんな。そんなデタラメ。行くぞ。
Well, that was nice of you, Levi. I'm glad they intervened.
But now they're in.
Yeah, but then they had to run for it.
あそこ。
And he took the purse.
He took
Yeah.
Levi's purse.
Yeah.
これが壁の外でのエルディア人の現実。そしてパラディ島から友好を図る本計画も極めて困難であると言わざるを得ません。
Don't say.
しかし、だからといって最善を尽くさないことはできないのです。
Yeah.
さようでございましょう。
Where did Aaron go?
エレンはどこ？
What is he doing?
あなたは自分が敵の最重要目標だってことが分かっているの？みんなであなたを探し回って。
He's been crying. Because, again, he knows what he has to do.
ミカさん、お前はどうして俺のことを気にかけてくれるんだ？子供の頃、俺に助けられたからか、それとも俺は家族だからか。俺はお前のなんだ？
あなたは家族。
Where did
Hi.
he come from?
Aww.
もてなしてくれるみたいだ。
何やってんだてめえ！バカじゃねえのか！
ちょうどよかった。
Wow.
They have nothing, but they'll share it with them. They gonna get drunk.
Oh, not the kid.
What the hell have you guys been doing?
And was that Sasha in the background just bathing?
I don't know.
彼らはただエルディア帝国に荒廃を強いられた
Ah.
哀れな被害者なのです。忌むべきは100年前よりあの島に逃げた悪魔。我々の敵はあの島の悪魔なのです。
Yeah, that doesn't bode well.
No.
あの日からエレンは私たちの元を去った。その後、彼から届いた手紙にはジークに全てを委ねると記され、果たして他に選ぶべき選択肢があっただろうか。あの時、もし私が別の答えを選んでいたら。
Not sure anything would have been different.
違っていたんじゃないかって。
I get why she's thinking about these things.
どこからが始まりだろう。あそこか。いや、すべては俺が望んだこと。すべてはこの先にある。
脊髄液入りのワインは改革の障害となる兵団上層部のみに振る舞いました。
俺はジークの計画に従うふりをする。お前もそうしろ。従うふりをして何をするんだ？
Really entrusted Flock with a lot of.
私だって牛の世話だけしてたわけじゃない。
Storia.
世界を滅ぼすすべての敵をこの世から一匹残らず駆逐する。
そんなの間違ってる。島の外の人すべてが敵じゃないのに、あなたのお母さんみたいに突然なんで殺されるのかわからない人がほとんどなんだよ。
Yeah.
分かってる。耐え難いなら始祖の力で記憶を操作する。それまでお前が黙っていれば。
そんなこと
できるさ。お前はあの時俺を救ってくれた世界一悪い子なんだから。
宿主を守る習性？そんなものないと思うぞ。その行為には正体も習性もやむにやまれる理由もない。
It was a lie.
私が子供を作るのはどう？
Ooh, okay.
俺が死んだ後もずっとあいつらの人生は続いてほしい。
Oh!
幸せに生きていけるように。
But if you kill almost everyone in the entire world and they can't live with it, like, you didn't see that coming?
この奇跡を叶えた艦隊が阻止できないなら、これを止める手段はもう人類に存在し得ない。
Oh. So the world did unite against the rumbling. They were prepared, or as much as they could
anything,
be.
Can they?
I don't know. I think they're fucked. Whoa. Okay, they are straight up swimming there.
Okay. Not walking, but swimming.
They got some of them, but there are still so many.
Bye, fleet.
Whoa. It is terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking run. But you're not going to be able to get away from this.
No.
Fuck. What? Of course. Whew. Yeah. A cliffhanger, as predicted.
Yep.
But a cliffhanger that, like, we knew that he most likely already made it to the mainland. But now it's just more of a question again of how to stop him. But I like what this episode did.
It did put some perspective on.
Yes, because instead of just continuing on in present time where we left off and just having them scramble and trying to come up with a solution and having the episode focus on that, yet let's save that for part 3. Now what we needed apparently was to go back in time a little bit and see the crew there arriving at the mainland in Mali and seeing the outside world for the first time, interacting with the outside world for the first time, and more specifically, more importantly, of course, Eren and his state of mind throughout that visit there. And of course, it was all like this flashback was sort of triggered by Mikasa thinking back and thinking, was there any point where we could have prevented this if anyone did or said something where Eren might not have, gone through with what he's doing right now? And I don't know if there ever was, because it seems like it was almost inevitable, and even he was like when we got past the halfway point of the episode and we heard a voiceover from Eren, it was like, when did this start? And we saw flashes, of course, of when it sort of started for him in the very first episode of the series, with the attack on Shiganshina and his mom dying, and then we saw a quick flash of some pigs, and I'm sure that referred to the story we got told about the founder Ymir, and with the pigs being let out. If that hadn't happened, then maybe she would never have found this weird entity thing that turned her into a titan. But it seemed like he ultimately just said like that it doesn't matter when it started.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna finish it. And I do sort of like get him wanting to eradicate, or of course, eradicate suffering and pain from the world in this way. But yeah, it's still such a big thing to do, to just wipe out people because, oh, then there won't be any more suffering. Well, yeah, sure, but there won't be any more joy or happiness either for these people. So, and it's still not a guarantee that the people on the island are gonna just live a peaceful, happy life. Not from where I'm sitting, at least. I don't know, again, why because he wants his friends, he wants Mikasa and Armin and all of them to, live a long and happy life. But how can he expect them to do that when the rest of the world has been wiped out and they know about it, unless he's gonna wipe their minds in the end? That could be it. Like that could be his plan.
Sounded like it when he spoke with Historia.
Yes, it's true, yeah. Yeah, he mentioned it to Historia. So his plan is to wipe out the rest of the world and then make that go away. All those memories, all the knowledge about the outside world, make that go away again. And then they're just confined to the island, and it's sort of like back to where they initially thought they were when we started this story, where we thought it was this is what's left of humanity, what happened to the rest of the world sort of a deal. And then, of course, the story progressed and we found out that, oh, there is an outside world, and wow, how does that all fit together? But is that, is that his end goal, is getting back to that, but then it actually being, a big empty world out there, but they're safe on the island and they don't know about the rest of the world. Like they're just living in ignorance. That could be it. That is most likely it then.
But even when these people lived in ignorance, they were still not necessarily happy.
No, not at all.
Because there was still like classicism. There were still like people who were in the innermost of the city, like the rich people, the noble people, all of these.
Yeah.
Like they were way better off than the poor people and everything. So, and just because Eren does this doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna end all of the other normal human struggles, like poverty and natural disasters, stuff like that.
Humans gonna humans, and nature's gonna nature, and like it's still
evil, crime, all this.
Yeah, you can never be sure, no matter what you do. And again, yeah.
And the Ackermans will not forget, or will not be.
Oh yeah, that's right. It doesn't work on them as far as we know.
So they will just the Ackermans will just live forever in pain that this happened and that they had to go through this.
Yeah.
And Eren is doing this. Even though he did see that there is an outside world, that these people, people even tried to tell him that, well, these are just people. They don't have. He even said it himself when he saw those like refugee camps. He was like, well, these people are just like us. Everything has been taken away from them. Their freedom has been taken away from them. And he even had to have a great time with these refugee people. And yet he was still determined to doing this. And, well, we did see him cry, so it definitely haunts him that he has to destroy this world. But I just...
If he kills them, then they won't suffer anymore.
True, but they will suffer for when they're
then being killed.
Yeah,
yes.
And they don't get to live life. They don't get to be happy.
Yes, and they don't...
same way that the Eldians, his friends, are going to live life and be happy.
Yes, and people, like even the ones who have committed all these atrocities in the big world, I'm looking mostly at Mali as a nation and how they've been using the Eldians and how they've been conquering. You're not even giving those people the chance to do better. I'm not saying that that's the most likely outcome or anything, that everyone is going to be like Margath and change their mind about it and be like, I've done horrible things, we have to do better. But you're not giving the world that chance at all.
But it's not even like the world, but there's so many there's so many civilians.
Oh yeah, definitely,
there's
definitely.
so many, and he's just gonna trample them all because he wants his friends and the people he cares about to live long and happy lives without being worried about anything, like an outside world trying to kill them or taking that freedom away from them and all this. And it's just like it's very hard to like. I definitely understand his reasoning, but I just can't get behind that thought that, well, only for me and my people, like only for me and my close ones.
Yeah, they're the only ones who'll have a future.
Yeah, and it hurts so much because I do believe that every person, every soul, every person has value, and every person's life has value. So it's just so hard to get behind this thought of someone saying that, well, these people do not have value because they are not my close ones.
And that's like what we just talked about in the previous, with seeing all the people who used to be on opposite sides coming together. Like they are, Margath giving his life for people he does not know.
Exactly.
And will never know. And that was the big difference there, where like everyone can relate to fighting for the ones that you know and you love and you care about. But going beyond that and fighting for everyone, even the ones you don't know. And just knowing that that's a possibility, or like we've seen it happen with characters now in this show who has put aside again like their differences and who are working together to make a peaceful world. If they can do that, then there's hope for the rest of the world. I would say, like, it's not lost. This shouldn't be the last resort. Like, more I think about it and what happened with the conversation there with Historia, I don't like, how did that end? Was that just with her saying, I'll get pregnant, so that the whole thing with they wanted to use her for Zeke's plan and all, like, that wouldn't happen, and she couldn't eat Zeke or Eren or whatever the higher ups, the military police, what they wanted. Like the conversation just ended there, but it didn't seem like she was not good with what Eren was going to do.
But perhaps she wanted offspring to carry on the
royal blood.
So with the royal blood, she could alter memory, right?
She can't do that. Eren can do that because
the royal blood can do that.
It's a power the founding titan has, but together with someone who has the royal blood. And that's
but perhaps she wanted to continue that line, so perhaps
Eren will always have someone, or whoever. Eren doesn't have long to live no matter what.
That's the thing. And maybe he wants to
give his titan to
someone
else.
And perhaps he just wanted to make sure that everybody could have their memories erased. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what that meant. And well, we did that there was a guy who settled down with
farm boy or something.
But it was almost as if she said, "I'm gonna get pregnant, and you're gonna get me pregnant," or I don't know if that like.
I don't know if that's what they were insinuating in that scene.
No, I don't know either. It was there was just something about it that made it seem also because we know so little about her pregnancy. We know so little about that farm boy.
Mentioned her, and we haven't really seen Historia that much since first part of season 3, I think, or something.
And she was definitely not pregnant at this point. So I don't know. Perhaps I don't know. It was just like a thing that just struck me.
Yeah. I don't know what it's... Yeah. What that means for all of it. It's... While they did sum up a lot of things in this episode, there's still things that just seems like, yeah, we still don't have the full picture of with some of it. And even the continuation of the conversation between Zeke and Eren, where Eren apparently mentioned this with the Agamans and with the headaches to Zeke, and he was like, well, nothing is telling me that she was not in control of her actions, or like she's not, that she's compelled to save you because of something that, like, it's just because she likes you, man, or she's your family. And like,
but he did say something about like protecting a host.
Yeah.
So
we're still waiting for more information on that, because it can also be difficult to discern what is truth and what is a lie.
Just in general, those Ackermans are still very much a
big mystery.
A big mystery, yeah. And like their powers and what they're capable of, why they are, and they, you know.
Yeah, we only know that they were designed, whatever that means. So. Yeah,
and like we know that she's been having these headaches, and we know that Levi is healing faster or something
than a normal human being would. Yeah, I think Bungie said something about that.
Yeah, so it's like that we know that there's something about the Ackermans that is particular, or you know, like that's
beyond the ordinary.
Yeah, exactly. Extraordinary.
Yeah, but just putting aside all of the complicated stuff and all the horribleness for a second, the levity and the happiness that we also got inside of this episode, that was really something that, I don't know if we needed it, but it was really nice.
Yeah.
Seeing them arrive and getting to eat ice cream for the first time, seeing the outside world, and then of course them being in the refugee camp and drinking with them and getting drunk, and it seemed like everybody was having a good time, but it also seems like that was the last time where all of them were happy together. And it seemed like Eren was already knew that, okay, this is gonna be the last happy memory for us, because the day after he left, right? Or he left when they went to that big gathering of people, because they wanted to hear about these people who are fighting for the subjects of Ymir, or at least wants them to have rights, because, and the man who was talking, like, he was arguing the case that subjects of Ymir and Eldians aren't necessarily the same thing. Like, they're all subjects of Ymir, but they are not necessarily from the Eldian Empire because of what the Eldians did back then with forced interbreeding. So they are innocent, but we should still hate the island devils. And that, of course, was not what they wanted to hear, I'm sure. And it's definitely not what Eren wanted to hear. So he just up and left. And then they didn't see him until the attack on Liberio.
Yeah, perhaps that it was like the moment, like he was in doubt for a long while, and especially meeting having this great time with everyone, and especially the refugees.
Yeah.
And then he got to hear that, well, we are still island devils, and we're never gonna be accepted. We're never gonna be allowed our freedom. Because there will always be people, even the people who are fighting for Eldians, or sorry, not Eldians, subjects of Ymir outside of Paradise.
Mm.
Even those people fighting for their rights and fighting for their freedom are still seeing Paradise people as these island devils.
Mm.
And maybe he had been on the verge all the time, and that was just when he was just like, nope, I'm completely, like, he just shredded all doubt he had.
Yeah.
And that was when he was just determined, okay,
Yeah, because
I'm gonna do this.
It seems like, and they've said this a couple of times, or showed us a couple of times, that when he, not when he necessarily decided this is what I'm gonna do, but when he saw like the option of doing that, or when that came to him, was back when he touched Historia and kissed her hand, and he got those flashes of his father, Grisha, going to kill the Rice family and all that. And then after that, next time, or at the end of season 3, standing and pointing across the sea, it's everybody was excited but him.
Mm.
And we already talked about it back then. It was probably because he had seen it in his memories, but also because he had moved on from that, and he was thinking about what to do once they got to the other side of the sea. And in his mind back then, probably already, he was contemplating that, okay, this might be the way to proceed, or this might be how to end the suffering, is by doing the whole rumbling thing and killing everyone, as he said, as he pointed across the sea. And then they got to the other side, and he still seemed, sad, and that was probably also because, he got to experience it for the first time, at least not through memories, and see the other people there, and then seeing the refugees and standing and crying and really weighing whether or not, okay, if I do this, like, all of these people are gonna die. And he probably was looking for something to point him in another direction, something that could tell him that, no, I don't need to do this horrible thing. But that just never came. And then when he heard these people talking about the island devils and how those are the ones we should hate, that's probably just the straw that broke the camel's back. And he was like, okay, yeah, fuck it, I'm committing. So, and then he had been committed for a long while, and even while talking to Zeke and Yelena and just giving them the impression that he was going along with the euthanization plan, but in reality, definitely not doing that. And entrusting it to Flock. Like, we don't know what happened and when Flock became this person that he trusted more than the others, but he did trust him enough, at least, to tell him his real intentions. But I still wanted him to talk about, like, why he didn't entrust this to the others, the ones that he really cares about. But I thought for a second when the episode started, because we got so confused about, wait, where are we? When are we? And now they're on a boat, but not how we last saw them at the end of the previous episode. Now they're in all this nice clothes, and holy shit, Eren is there as well. And I thought for a second that it was another one of those other timelines or realities that, like, we saw in the OVA, Lost Girls Part 3 with Mikasa, where she sort of envisioned another version of reality where her parents didn't die and stuff like that. But no, that was just a flashback. And then in the end of the episode, seeing the rumbling really for the first time, just whoosh, completely destroying that entire navy, even though they were able to, like, kill some of the colossal titans, but they're just so freaking many of them that nothing they could do. The people on the mainland quickly just turned tail and ran, and then we saw the big fucking thing that Eren is now, the Attack Titan, in big skeletal, scary form with the head just hanging there, and fucking nightmare material. And it just, yeah, the rumbling going, continuing, these colossal titans destroying everything, and Eren saying, I'm gonna destroy everything, and then it ends. Yeah. Really something to behold, but also just horrible and scary to look at as well. It's really difficult for me to be on Eren's side right now in all of this. It really, really is. But I like talking about it and going back and forth and figuring out, like, okay, so when and how, and yeah, and we can probably keep going, or I could keep going. It seems like you
I'm checked out.
You've checked out. Yes, completely. I could see that. So, and that's probably gonna do it for a while with Attack on Titan reactions. It's so weird.
We're gonna be back before the next, or well, we're not gonna be back with Attack on Titan before the next season drop. So
no, but of course there's gonna be more reactions on the channel. Some more shows that we're gonna be watching. But
there's gonna be a break.
And there's gonna be a break as well, where we're gonna focus on some stuff that is, I would argue, more important to us at least. But then when part 3 comes out, we're gonna be watching it with all you guys from week to week, and we can theorize together and talk about it like that. Like, that's what I'm really looking forward to. And again, we don't have to shy away from anything that has to do with Attack on Titan on the internet, or now we can just open the floodgates, and except for like the manga related stuff, of course not. But when it comes to the anime, at least now we are where you guys are, and that's exciting. I find that really exciting. Whew. I kind of I don't know how to end this video because we've been doing this for such a long time. But this series isn't done yet, so we aren't done yet, and we're going to be seeing you all again very, very soon. Do you have anything to add to it? No? All right. Then that's going to do it for this reaction to I can't even do the normal ending. It's just, that doesn't cut it. I don't know what to say other than just thank you guys so much for watching these reactions and following along on the journey, being patient with us when we didn't just get there immediately with our theories and maybe stuff that we missed along the way. That's inevitable, especially with a series like this, where there's so much to remember and so much to get into and so much to talk about. But hopefully, at least you enjoyed our reactions and our discussions as well. And we still can't wait to continue it with all you guys. So that's gonna do it for this reaction to the final episode of part 2 of the final season of Attack on Titan. See you guys as soon as part 3 drops, or at least just those of you who are only watching our Attack on Titan reactions. All the other guys, will see you in other reactions, hopefully. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.